Welcome back, ladies and gents, to Orbital Industrial Industries. At the end of the last episode, I sort of left it on a little bit of a cliffhanger, as we are sort of losing a whole bunch of money each month, and there is seemingly no way to solve it. Well, let me tell you that as the illustrious, incredible CEO that I am, I have decided what we are going to do. And what we are going to do in the first instance is trim the fat and improve our logistics network slightly. I say that slightly because I mean we're going to radically overhaul our logistics network. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to stop faffing around with all of this nonsense. We're going to stop sending resources miles and miles away to other places. What I'm basically going to do is I am going to really reduce the size of my petrochemical industry. I want to build up the size of my farming infrastructure over there, and I want to also start supplying more bits and bobs to the hardware store, right? So I basically just want to try and fulfill more of these requests, and that's what we're going to try and do. That is absolutely what we're going to try and do. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a demolish tool. We're going to demolish all of this, and we're going to get a whole butt ton of money from it. Yep, that's not mine to demolish, so I can't demolish that. Demolish that copper mine. Yes, the reason that I originally built that copper mine was because I wanted to make sure that I got my copper production in before the city overtook it, or before the city took it over and started making a whole bunch of copper. I don't really care about that. I'm going to buy them out if I ever really feel the need to start going into copper production. Let's get rid of that petrochemical factory. Let's get rid of that petrochemical factory. Let's set up a route here, which is gonna... Or let's just resume that route, I guess. Sure. Also, we can just choose a destination. Raw resources there. Gas. Hardware store. Yep. In fact, go to about the hardware store next door. We'll do the hardware store next door because... And in fact, once this area is empty, we're just going to start sending it directly to the hardware store. There we go. We're not even going to go to... We're not even going to go automatically incoming. We're just going to ship it right there directly. We do not need the assistance of the warehouse. Okay? Perfect. The warehouse over here, in the meantime, is not going to be transporting resources to warehouse 2 anymore because that doesn't matter. In fact, well, I do want to keep this warehouse, and I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. I want to just get rid of the remaining bricks that I've got here. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up a destination, components, bricks, and we're just going to basically go through the contracts and just try and sell off our remaining bricks to the places that need contracts. I'm going to decline that chemical thing because I no longer need to do it. That's fine. And then over here, this is where we're going to see a real big increase. So, first things first, we can set up a destination to sell to the hardware store. That is something that the hardware store will take in. We currently got 2 plantations at the moment over there. Oh, yes, something else that I want to change up over in this area. Let's get this duplicated, and let's move you out to here, and then let's demolish this. There we go. So we'll put you in a little bit of a better location. We want to make sure that we are... Hold on, actually. Yeah, so that will now include this area, right? So it should have automatically outgoing water to crop farm number 1. Yeah, crop farm number 1 as well. Beautiful. Which means all we need to do is change this around and basically just ship water to warehouse number 2. Boom. Perfect. I don't know if we actually have enough water in this area, but I'm fairly certain it will be fine. All right, so that's that. That's the improvements that we wanted to make over there. That should save us a whole bunch of money. That will actually give us enough to invest in the town center now. It's going to cost us 2.23 million. Let's do it. Leaves us with 800,000 bucks in the bank. But that should be fine for the most part. Alright, let's play. Everyone get to it. Everyone get to it. So, let's have another look at the hardware store and see what we want to try and fulfill. The gas is done. Raw rubber. I don't think we have the ability to make raw rubber. I also don't think we have the ability to make... oh, we do have the ability to make wood. Alright, well, let's do that. I'm going to set up that... I will set it up in this vicinity, actually, I guess. Sure. Over there. Over there. And... over there, sure. There we go. And that way, we're just going to be adding to our... Try not to cut down too many trees, as this is a lumber yard, an active lumber yard. There we go. So, theoretically, we should now be able to transport lumber to this area, which is very, very good. Lumber coming in. Lumber doesn't require anything, does it? It requires 0 inputs. Oh, I love a building that requires 0 inputs. That is just fantastic. And let's immediately get that shipped out to the hardware store. Beautiful. See, this is I'm in the getting things done mood. So we're supplying gas, we're supplying oil, we're supplying wood, cotton, sand. Sand we just set up earlier. Yes, we're supplying sand. Coal, I don't think there is coal in this region. There is no coal in this region, so there's not much we can do about coal. Fine, not bothered about that. Copper, there's nothing coppery here, so that's okay. Wood, yeah, okay. That's pretty much everything that we can do at this very moment in time. I do want to set up a... a research project or two. Might be a nice idea to maybe do something in the... Is that all of the basic stuff that we've done? Cocos and vegetable stuff? Nah, I don't want to do that quite yet. Paper mill, heavy pulp. No, we do have the ability to do coal, but unfortunately we don't have that. I'm thinking textile might be what we want to do. Let's start researching textiles, and then we'll go into fibers. And then we'll go into dyes, because all of that stuff we are actually able to do. Also, do I actually have a berry farm? I don't think I do. I don't think I have a berry farm. Sugar field? No, I don't have a berry farm. And berry farms are good because you want them for the... No, you don't want berries. We don't want berries. We got the wrong type of berries last time. Are we supplying everything over here? Vineyard, wheat field. We are supplying wheat. I don't think we're supplying enough wheat. We're not supplying mutton. We are supplying olives. We are supplying apples. Yeah. Let's make some more apples. Let's make some more apples, and let's also make hops. Let's do that. As I say, I'm in a doing mood. Okay, we don't want to place it too close to ESCOM, of course. Don't want them to get annoyed with me, but we also want to keep it within range of the factory. Beautiful. So, do we have enough water? I don't think we have enough water, to be honest. I don't think we're supplying enough water to this area. Now, something else that we could think about researching is efficiencies. Gatherer efficiency would be very, very nice indeed. R&D monthly investment? Nah. But gatherer efficiency would be kind of nice. The problem is that it costs such a darn lot of money at the moment. Stick it in 2 times to get a little bit more of an accurate understanding of what's going on. One-time expenses. Bottles. I mean, we're no longer manufacturing bottles at all, so that's a negatory on that front. We are now very, 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 very much in debt. Okay, let's get to the 25th. I think I don't really want to go bankrupt, so we'll quite happily take out a loan, but not super happy about doing it. Yeah. Alright, it's time to take out a loan. We're clearly not going to be profitable. I will take out a loan. Take out the ESCOM loan, I guess. Sure. 10 million. How high can we put this up? It's a higher interest rate over time. 120 months. What's that? 10 years? I think that's probably what we want. Even though we are going to pay back more, it's less of an impact on our bottom line. I will pay that back. Let's pay that back. That's quite nice. That was a 0% interest loan, but it doesn't particularly matter. It just stops my outgoings, and I don't really need hard cash at the moment. I just need reoccurring cash, which is what we're really after here. So, as I say, I want to sort out the water over here. Let's get another watery boy. Why are you doing that, video game? That is not cool. Sure, sure, and sure. Let's get it all set up. Beautiful. All right, and then we should set up a shipping route to warehouse number 2. There we go. So theoretically, that will allow for enough water to be posted out over here. As I say, look, we should never not have water in a field. Like that's just not acceptable. We need to make sure that we've got more water. Man, this is a busy highway. Okay, what's the problem here? Production alert. Storage is full at warehouse number 3. Full of what? Full of copper? I mean, is there anywhere that actually wants the copper? Anywhere that actually wants the copper? No. It's really... Do I want to do this? Not really. 517 tiles. I really do not want to do this. Let's fulfill the contracts. Yep. Let's do that. Also, we just got cotton, I believe. I think that's what we got. Yep, cotton field. Let's get a cotton field up and running then. So it should be a cotton plantation, I believe. And we can place it down. Oh man, that fits perfectly. And this will of course be within this... fine, we'll do it there. This will be within this warehouse's zone of control. Still got a bunch of water in store, so that's perfect. Yeah, so we can send copper. We can send cotton directly to the hardware store, I do believe. We can also send wool. Hold on a minute. Wool. Mutton. That's the same thing. Okay, we need to get a lamb farm. That's what we need to get. Fibers. Can I pause that that bit of research at the moment? I want to get a sheep farm at the moment. Cancel that and cancel that. We will go back to doing that. Dye. We could do dye, you know. And then we could do light fabrics. Sure, that's going to be our production order. This is what we're going to do. Turns out that I'm not interested in the petrochemical business anymore. I'm interested in the business which will allow us to expand. Also, the clothing store has now opened up, which is great because the population has grown so large. The town is prospering. Happy days, right? The clothing store will take our light fabric, it'll take summer clothes, all this stuff. It'll also take dye and fibers as well, so that's really, really exciting. And basically just means that we can send all of our stuff over here. All of the stuff that we're making in a textile factory, which we have yet to unlock, but we will unlock once we have the, whatever it is, the fibers, I believe. Alright, so how are we doing? You should have some water spare. Yep, if things are going good, then you should have some water spare. I'm just conscious of not, like, underwatering everything, because if we don't underwater things, then... Or if we do underwater things, then that will be a real problem. Okay. Good. This is looking relatively respectable. And by relatively, I mean very respectable. And we're just getting rid of this backlog of... walls, slowly but surely. It's taking its time, but that's fine. Are we losing money? Holy cow, we actually made money last month? This overhaul worked. And that was with R&D expenses. We made money with R&D expenses? I am truly shocked, actually. Truly, truly shocked. That is incredible, actually. Production alert. Destination is full. Yeah, this is a little bit of a problem. We're gonna run into this from time to time. Let's just delete you. There we go. The other thing about R&D is that I would love the ability to... yeah, reduce gatherer... Yeah, reduce gatherer efficiency. So that'd be really nice. We could just tone that down to 75% and keep the oil drill up and running, but just not use it. Hey, we got sheepies. What do we need? What do we need in order to make sheepies happy? Wood and wheat. Wood and wheat? Water and wheat. Well, what about expanding up here? Berry field. Why do we have a berry field? Should be cotton. Oh, my bad. Well, when we've got fibers done, we'll be able to use that. But for now, we'll just store it in the warehouse. I was hoping to build up a little bit of a backlog, but that's fine. We've got a berry backlog. We're going to get berries up here anyway, because I'm probably going to put down the textile factories, and berries are required for dyes. So that's kind of nice. Let's get the sheep farm. Livestock farm. Let's do that. Let's do it right about here. Blocked tiles. Ah, a little bit of water. Goodness gracious me. You don't like it when I change buttons, do you? 25 grand for that. All for the sake of looking good. Something else to mention is that we don't always have to like fully expand out the livestock farm. We could just not do that. Also, I'm going to need to get a wheat farm in order to make this thing work. One wheat field. So we're basically going to need 3 wheat fields, which means that we need to get one more crop farm, I believe it is. Is that too far? Alright, fine, whatever. I'm just trying to keep everything in a relatively close area to the warehouse. So that's going to automatically dispatch to the warehouse. The water is going to be supplied. The wheat from this area is going to be supplied, which is quite nice. Great production of water. We're just waiting for water. We got plenty of water in here, which is beautiful. Okay, cotton. Cotton is a required ingredient for the hardware store, I do believe. Yeah, so we can send cotton direct to the hardware store, which is pretty much exactly what we want to do, and then fibers will need to go to the clothing store. So I think that we're probably just set to do that, to be honest. Tier 1, in fact, it's probably farm produce, yeah. Right, straight to the hardware store. Because of course we are vadding ALU. Adding, that's called a spoonerism, by the way, named after, I believe, Edward Spooner, who was a priest who muddled his words up, and henceforth it was known as a spoonerism. Spoonerism is when you change the first letter of the first word and the second letter, or the first letter of the second word. So, vadding ALU, adding value. There you go, fun fact for you. Don't ever tell me again that you don't learn anything from Orbital Potatoes videos, because that's just not true. You're learning how to run a business as well as learning what a spoonerism is. But there you go. Anyway, that's what I believe it to be. Anyway, the point is that it should all be working, and we've now set up fibers to go directly where we want them to go, which is perfect. Which means that we should be using them all. As soon as we got fibers researched, we'll start using it. Why are you not zooming properly, video game? Yeah, so as soon as we got fibers sorted, then we'll get a textile factory right down. Where is it? Here. Yeah, we'll get a textile factory. We'll probably just keep it in this area. It's probably the best way to do it. Sheepies, sheepies, sheepies. We're wanting to get sheepies up and running as soon as we get the crops running. Do we want to build another crop farm? Probably we could build another crop farm, honestly. The matter is really that if we have too much wheat grown here, we can simply send it to the shop. And by shop, I mean farmer's market. Yep, so there we go. So they should both feed into the warehouse quite nicely. You're about to finish up your harvest. Beautiful. And that's 6 units. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. Oh, need to make sure that I connect the road up. There we go. Perfect. So that should... We should see the wheat come in here any second now. Presume that's the wheat being moved. It's not. Is that the wheat being moved? That is the wheat being moved. Beautiful. Beautiful. Perfect. It's now begun. And we're storing 3 units of wheat there as well. Okay, so it's probably a little bit overkill to get a second wheat farm, but we could get a second livestock farm actually. We could get a second livestock farm. That's quite nice. Hey! Reed fibers has been completed. Beautiful. So, what do we want to do? What do we want to do with this? We're now at a point where we can say, okay, well, we're going to turn reed fibers into... Sorry, we're going to turn cotton into fibers. And we're also at the point where I think that we can say, hey, we're going to turn... Well, we're just going to make dyes, I guess. Well, let's go and have a look, because we should have 2 things here now. Oh, no, sorry, we're unlocking dye at the moment. So fibers are basically just straight cotton into fibers. What is the value of this? 16k, whereas that is 10k. It's basically 2 for 2. I don't feel like it's really worth it. We are adding value, but it's also a little bit of a pain to do. Whatever the case, let's stop the route. Get rid of that route to the hardware store. And let's just turn cottons into fibers. And that's how we do it. And then as soon as we get dyes, we'll be able to get dyes. And then I can't remember what we were researching after dyes, but I think it's light fabrics or something. I can't see the name from there. Oh my goodness, it is light fabrics. I'm so good at this game. And I don't mean that I'm so good at this game, because that's abjectly not the truth. But I can remember things, which is what I really mean to say, which is no great accomplishment in itself. But there we go. Anyway, we got a little bit of storage build up over here, but that's fine. Man, this is a busy intersection. We could really do with getting some urban road, because I believe that urban road allows the trucks to go faster. How are we doing? That's good. Are we building up mutton and... Oh, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this. This is great. Yep, we're full on water. That's fine. That's okay. I'm not worried about that. Wool we can get dispatched to the... Well, first of all, mutton as well. Mutton we have absolutely no use for at the moment. Wool we will have a use for when we incorporate... Oh no, maybe we won't have a use for wool. I was waiting to say, I thought, well, oh, there's wool here. Winter clothes, I guess. I didn't really... What else is wool really used for? Can I search it in here? No, I guess I don't really know what else wool is used for. Canned mutton? Yum. Canned mutton. Nothing says tasty like canned mutton. Yeah, we were thinking about making buttons because we could make them, but it would cost 1.8 million to research, and that's just not something we can really afford at the moment. Anyway, let's get mutton moved to the farmer's market. We need to be using all of the offcuts, so to speak, and also let's get wool moved to the hardware store. Beautiful. Okay, so that's everything really, because we don't actually need... Well, we don't actually need anything. We don't need wool, unbelievably, in textiles at all. Is that believable, even slightly? Alright, we're holding firm for cotton at the moment, which is great. Also, we need to set up fibers to go to... Tier 1, I guess. Yeah, fibers to go to the clothing store. Perfect. Where is the clothing store? It's at the other side of town. Okay, there's nothing much that we would be able to do to speed up the journey. Obviously, we could get urban road, which would be really, really nice to do, but hey-ho. Are we making money? Hey, we're making money, baby. Look at this. Look at this. We only made 13, but, you know, we ended up placing down a textile factory, I think, in that month, so maybe that incorporates that. Certainly, we're making a heck of a lot of money if you discount research and development, which is, I know, it's quite a lot to discount, but, you know, something to bear in mind. Something to bear in mind. So we're doing good for that, which is great. Happy, happy days. Cotton. We could do with more cotton, to be honest. We could also probably do with more... We could do another sheep field. Man, we are making money hand over fist now. Let's keep this up. Let's keep this up. This is good. I'm really glad that my sort of... my economic ideas to trim the fat ended up working. That's really, really nice. Okay, livestock farm is now up and running. We've already got wheat. We've already got water. We can pretty much deliver straight away. That's great. That's really, really good. We should just be able to go from strength to strength there. Cotton. I believe that we're getting more cotton than we're actually using. So we could probably do with getting another textile factory plonked down right next door. And just pretty much doing the exact same thing, just getting fibers. We're about to get dyes, but we could maybe even get a third textile factory. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? A third textile factory already? Not too bad. Not too bad at all. This is looking legitimately fantastic. Even in this month. I think that this figure, by the way, this discludes... Sorry. This figure doesn't include one-off purchases, whereas that figure does, right? I think. Yeah, exactly. So that's the bottom line. Okay, perfect. All right, just wanted to make sure. Okay, and dye. Dye. What is the ingredients? What are the ingredients in dye? Okay, so it's basically just berries and water. Both of which we have in this warehouse at the current moment in time. Also, that water has gone down. That makes me think that we might not have enough water. We might need to get another water siphon up and running. So in order to get the next level, the next tier, in order to get dyes, basically, which I believe are bought by the hardware store. Nope, they're bought by the clothing store. Yep, here. So, in order to get that set up, we need to get a berry. Well, actually, let's start from scratch. We'll need to get berries up and running. In fact, you know, let's start from the back and go forwards. That's not a very good way of looking at it, but you get the picture, I hope. We're going to start by placing down a textile factory right there. We're going to start by setting it on dyes, and then we're going to take it from there, right? So water. We're absolutely going to need more water because the stockpile is decreasing, and therefore that means that we cannot sustain the amount of water output that we've got. So that's something to keep in mind, right? We're also going to need to get up a berry plantation because as much as we've got a berry plantation, or as much as we got berries in storage, they were from before we converted the plantation from berry to cotton. And I must say is doing a remarkably good job of doing cotton. Also, I don't think we've got enough cotton coming in at the moment, even though we've got 2 factories servicing it. I think that we might need to get another cotton plantation. Anyway, the point remains. Let's get a water siphon. We managed to squeeze you in up here. That'd be kind of good. Yeah, this would be very, very nice if we could get this fitted in. There we go. There we go. And there we go. Perfect. Let's get the required road. There we go. It's looking pretty darn swell already. That should be within the warehouse's zone of control. Perfect. It is. That's great. That's very, very happy. That's very, very happy. That's not English. That makes me very, very happy. Technically it is English, but just not very well spoken English. And then we're going to need to get ourselves a crop farm. I think it's a crop farm. No, it's not. It's a plantation. It's a bloomin' good thing that I checked. Can I make that work? Hey, that's looking kind of nude. That's nude. It's not looking kind of nude. It's looking kind of good. There we go. Okay, that's perfect. So that should be all of the required ingredients for... That should be all the required ingredients for dyes and textiles and whatnot. Let's set up a route. We do not need to do that route. We need to get a route from here. Where would it be? Dyes, I guess, tier 1. Yeah, sure. And let's ship that directly to commercial clothing store. That's perfect. That is actually pretty darn perfect. So we'll be able to start manufacturing this right from the get-go, really. which makes me very, very happy indeed. And now we're on to light fabric. This is going to cost us a very, very pretty penny. But once we get it, it'll be great. 1.8 million. All right, I'm not actually sure that I can afford that. It's too much. It's too much money. Right, let's call that off. Let's call that off. That's a little bit too much money, even for me. Even for me. I just got an achievement, massive gains. You won't be able to see it, but there we go. We got a massive gains achievement. What is that? What is that accomplished by? Make $1 million in net income in a month. That's pretty impressive, actually. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's have a look at our finances. I barely understand how this works, but hey ho. Was that our construction? No. Total income? That's not our total income, though. That's our income after we've paid expenses. All right, whatever. It doesn't show up on the graph. Doesn't particularly matter. Whatever the case, we're making money. We're making money hand over fist right now, which fills me with a great amount of excitement and happiness. That's good. We've still got a couple more walls to go. So let's just continue to ship them out. I cannot believe that there's a place called Buckfast. That is, quite frankly, ludicrous. Ludicrous, I tell you. Okay, hardware store. How are we doing at the hardware store? 9 units demanded, 3 units stored by the player, 97 units available capacity. So we can still increase this dramatically. How are we doing in oil? Yeah, it looks like we're delivering a fine amount of oil. It's only when you deliver like a big load of oil in 1 month that the game sort of freaks out and doesn't allow or doesn't like it when you do that. So let's build another lumber yard, I guess. No reason to not build another lumber yard, considering it's getting us money, right? Might not be getting us that much money, but money is money, right? There we go. There we go. Alright, beautiful. More lumber. And that should all be within the zone of control. Copper, I mean, I want to just get rid of this copper, honestly. Right, we're going to sell copper off. We're selling copper off. We're selling it all off. It's going to be a big, long train of resources that are going to take us all the way out over here. It's going to take a heck of a lot to transport, but we're not even going to make money on this. That's stupid. Okay, I'm just going to trash it all. There we go. Get rid of it all. It was going to cost us 6.45 to transport it all the way there. And I'm not about that life. So let's get rid of all that. Whereas that would make sense, right? I believe. Oh. Tier 1 copper wire, yeah. You gonna show me how expensive it is here? No, apparently you're just not gonna show me at all how expensive that is. I mean, that's fine. That's okay. Anyway, the point is that we're mostly making money at the moment. And we're making big money, which is what matters. Which is what really, really matters. Dyes are doing good. We should be making a bunch of dye at the moment. 8 units lifetime production. It's unfortunate that the dye, that we get so little dye. Also, look at this water production. Our water production has really dropped off. And that was with an extra siphon. Is this perhaps just outside the range of the warehouse? Alright, I'll get it delivered manually. Not like it really particularly matters. But if I get it delivered manually, then that will... It should be in. Water siphon 4, incoming products. Yeah, it's not listed here, I don't think. Yep, it's not listed for whatever reason, so we'll get that manually set up, which means that we should now have an ample supply of water to deliver to all of the required areas. You know what, I think that we could probably get ourselves an extra dye manufacturing textile plant. Set it on dye. There we go. And that should theoretically just feed into the existing network. Man, that's looking pretty good, you know? We're not dealing with any resource shortages. I think we're fine for everything, really. Plantation is maybe we need to get another cotton plantation in a little bit to sustain the 2 textile factories, but that's fine. That's fine for now, really. Yeah, that is fine. I mean, you got to bear in mind that the capacity here, you know, our capacity for dyes, like we're not even touching. We're not touching the capacity for anything, really. 9 units demanded, 2 units stored by the player, 97 units available in capacity. So it's kind of totally fine. How are we doing for water over here? We should have a bunch of water. Ah, we're not shipping out wheat yet. That's a bit of a problem. Crop farm 1, orchard 3. Well, we definitely shouldn't be going to orchard 3. Crop farm 1 is, I think it should be in our outgoing. Crop farm 1, yeah, it is. Get rid of that too. Then we can go for wheat to the farmer's market. Perfect. Not the state, commercial, that's the one. Beautiful. So yet again, there was another resource that was just sort of a little bit out of place, but it was still causing us a little bit of a problem. Doesn't particularly matter though. That seems to happen relatively frequently, actually. But that should help boost our profits significantly as well. Look at this. We're making money. We're making money, baby. This is good news. Sorry, that's not very CEO-like language. Yes, our financial optics are increasing for this year. Our share capital return potential is quite frankly exceptional. It's the best we've ever seen it. That's my best CEO voice. I hope you appreciate that. How much money did we make last month? Oh man, look at this. This is great. This is just fantastic. This is just great. This is really, really good. I'm super, super happy with this. We're doing fine for water, fine for that, fine for wheat. Selling off the wheat at a nice little rate here. Man, and look at this. It's only the 16th of the month, and we are already in the mega money. Mega, mega money. We've also got to keep in mind that we might have a little bit too much wheat. In fact, we might have so much wheat that we could theoretically think about devoting some of that wheat to another livestock farm. Because livestock farms are doubly profitable for us because they give us the good old wool and the good old mutton, which makes me very, very happy. Let's do some research. Let's not do the 1.8 million research. Beef, leather, and milk. Now, does the farmer's market buy beef? I'm not sure that it does. It buys mutton, but it doesn't buy beef. And we're not seeing any sign of upgrade quite yet on the town. That's okay. No worries about that. I think probably our best bet is just another sheep field. But in the meantime, what we're going to try and do is we're going to try and... let's get that. Let's just try and get a bunch of the cheap things. Can build train terminals. Yes, let's get train terminals. I want to get a train station right in the center of town. Truck depots as well. Logistics. I want to be able to build urban roads. Destination slots for farms, factories. I don't need that. 10 additional storage units to factories. Not really that bothered about that, to be honest. 10 additional storage units to farms. No. Can build water towers. That would be quite nice. Water towers would be pretty darn good. Able to place 2 additional crop fields. That would be good. 2 coastal harvesters. That would also be really, really nice. Yeah, nothing else in logistics that I'm really super keen on. 25% speed to urban roads. That'd be really good. Zeppelin fields and boat depots. That is a really cool idea because we are really near the water here. So we could potentially take advantage of... Oh my goodness. This is a great idea. Look. We can use the water to transport our products to cooling. There's so much petrochemical stuff that cooling are after. I don't know why they want to buy it, but there's a whole bunch of stuff that we could ship down to cooling, and we could do that via water. Oh my goodness. This is it. This is what we are going to do. This is the plan. And we're making money hand over fist, 500,000 bucks a month now, which is just incredible. I wish it was that easy in real life to make that money. But the fact of the matter remains is that's that's fantastic, really. It's really, really good. The only thing that we're not supplying that we can't... Sorry, the only thing that we're not supplying at the moment, which we can supply, is raw rubber. Now, if I go into here and we go to... It wouldn't be in food. Maybe... Where the heck is it? Paper mill, textile, glass and metallurgy, petrochemical. Yeah, okay, petrochemical. Let's get raw rubber up and running. Seems like a pretty darn good idea. We can also set our monthly research thing at 250,000 bucks. There's no real reason not to do it, I guess. It'll just go quicker. Means that we will lose money maybe for a month or a bit, but that's fine. That's fine. I'm quite happy to pay that price if it means that we get our thing, that we get our stuff faster. And we're still making money. Look at this. Look at this. 604,000. That is quite honestly phenomenal. All right, how are we doing? Have we got water and wheat over here? Got water and wheat over here. That's fine. Let's use this opportunity to get some more livestock farms. I think that we should be fine with just one additional livestock farm. There we go, looking good. We got sheeps, we got wheats, we got water. We should be making livestock soon. Now we've got a train terminal. Oh my goodness, that is terrifying. That is terrifying how fast that has happened. I was kind of not expecting to do that. I don't actually know how trains work. This is terrifying. This is absolutely terrifying. Where is it? It would be logistics, right? Train terminal. What is the catchment area? I don't actually know what the catchment area is, but the problem is... So how does this work? Is this a case of it has its own trucks? It has its own trucks that will allow us to ship stuff in here, or we're going to need to connect it up to a depot? I think it might be a depot. All right, well, let's put it over here for now. 450,000. I feel like that's a significant investment, but a good one. I wish I could connect it up with just a little bit of urban road, but that's fine. Man, oh man, oh man. So I'm fairly certain that this will kind of work kind of like a kind of like a factory in terms of it will allow us to store some things there, but at the same time, it probably won't do everything for us. So let's see if we can make this work. So, yeah, let's get that place down there. Beautiful. And then let's see how this works. I know that this is perhaps a little bit premature, but that's okay. Excuse me? Why did you not work? That didn't work because it's not lined up properly. There we go. Just what I like to see. Why do you not want to line up? You want to line up now by any chance? This is a little bit problematic if this is not gonna connect up. I mean, am I missing something perhaps? It seems a little bit shady. No, it doesn't. It doesn't want to connect up. All right, this is. I've clearly got the wrong end of the stick here. Oh, that's why. It's the wrong side. Well, you know what they say. Nothing really sticks in your mind like an expensive mistake, you know? It's really not obvious. It's really not obvious that that it's the other way around. I mean, maybe it is, but I don't know. To me, it's not. Also, oh, that's you stupid idiot potato. Undo that. I could have just undone it in the first instance, but I didn't, so whatever. Now, I believe that I can. Is there any way? All right, whatever. Doesn't particularly matter. I was gonna see if I could maybe switcheroo around the road. Actually, undo that. Man, I'm so glad that undoing saves you all of the money. Alright, do that. There we go. So that is actually like a sensible thing to do. Look at that. That's perfect. Okay, so now... Oh, I forgot about changing this around. Another expensive mistake by Orbital Potato. Which is great, because I love expensive mistakes. They stick with you. You really can't forget an expensive mistake once you've made it 50 times. Connect that up there. I know it's just pedantic, but whatever. Alright, let's see if we can do this now. So I don't know what the signaling situation is like, but... That's a pretty horrific comparable line. I want it to look reasonably structured. There we go. Alright, so let's see how on earth this actually works. I would imagine that we will have a destination slot now to the train station. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Will they automatically deliver to the train station if it's a quicker way of distributing? Seems that it can dispatch trucks by itself. Yeah, so far, no action. Huh. Request the transport of a product. Destination. Count as a warehouse? No, it doesn't count as a warehouse. Right, well, I'm gonna have to go and figure this... I'm gonna have to go and figure this out, because I'm concerned that I may have just thrown about a million bucks down the drain. But that's okay, because that's what you're here to see, right? Me just waste a whole bunch of money. Anyway, the point of the matter is, ladies and gents, thank you very, very much for watching. This has been Orbital Industrial Industries in Return of Industries. I'll see you next time. Bye.